Hi, I'm Glenn, and the channel is Dugout to Cardboard. Welcome back, and this is episode 2. Just a quick refresher on the purpose of this channel. I'm going to try to weave as much as possible 2 topics together: sports card collecting and my personal minor league playing experience. Some topics are going to naturally link the 2 together, so got lots of those coming up in the future. There's other topics that are going to be purely card focused or purely minor league experienced focused. I could try to force it. This topic today is one that, as I was thinking about what to talk about in this episode, there's a way to force it a little bit and combine the 2, but it felt a little much, so decided to really just focus on the sports card aspect of this topic. The topic is protecting your sports cards, and the forced method of looking at the 2 together, I thought about talking about maybe protecting your arm as a pitcher. I was a pitcher in the minor leagues. Thought about maybe discussing ways to make sure that you didn't have any arm problems while you're pitching in your athletic career. Never had any problems myself, little league all the way through minor leagues. Never had any arm or elbow or shoulder issues. No surgeries. So the more I thought about it, the more that felt forced. So maybe that's where I'll leave it from this minor league experience is, protecting your arm is definitely important as an athlete. And it was something that I was very fortunate to not have any issues with throughout my playing days of any arm issues. But anyway, I'll focus specifically on the cards going forward on this episode. And it's really about the basic protection of a penny sleeve. I'm not going to take credit for this because I'm sure there are lots of people that do this method. I call it the sandwich method, but definitely not going to take credit for it. But as I mentioned in the first episode, I've done a lot of watching of YouTube videos in the last 8 months or so. And one of the topics I really focused on was organizing and protecting your sports cards. So watched a lot of videos from a lot of different people during that time, and every one of them showed the exact same method to penny sleeve a card. I never saw this method that I'm going to show you today. So again, I thought it was just something I could share with the community and hopefully provide something of value. Card protection is so important, and it has changed so dramatically. When I collected in the 70s and the 80s, the extent of our protection was possibly a hard case. Sometimes a 3-ring binder with the 9 pockets on the front and 9 pockets on the back. And most often or not, the closest shoebox that we could find to put our cards in. I remember throwing a bag of cards full of shoe boxes or 3-ring binders onto the handlebars of my bicycle and taking off down the road and riding for about a mile or so to my best friend's house and sitting there all day trading cards. And we would handle them all the time. We would take them out, go through stacks of them. That's what we did. That's what we thought they were intended for, and I believe that is still the case. They were intended to be enjoyed. So that's why a lot of these cards that are so old, 30, 40, 50, even more old than that, are in the condition they're in. They were handled and enjoyed, and that's a good thing. I'm a collector. I'm not a seller, so the condition of the card isn't the most imperative thing when it comes to collecting in my mind. Of course, eventually, as either I pass cards down or family decides to sell them, longer way down the road, obviously the better value they can get, the better off they'll be. But as a collector, the condition is, not the most important thing for me. The actual ownership of the cards that you like and the ones that you want is the most important thing to me. But anyway, conditions and card protection have changed so much over the years. As I rejoined the hobby now in 2025, I've obviously discovered the penny sleeve. I've discovered the semi-rigids, the top loaders, the one touches, all the way up to the graded slabs that you can get now, sending your cards off and getting those graded and encapsulated in a slab that will be ultimate protection. So what I'd like to share today is really back to the very initial, very basic penny sleeve protection of your cards. And again, show you a little trick that I think just haven't seen a whole lot of, so hopefully it'll be some information that you can use to help protect your cards. I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a demo here of how to penny sleeve a card and avoid any damage to the corners or the edges. As everybody knows, this is a penny sleeve. They're called penny sleeves because they're roughly a penny to buy, a penny a piece. However, I will put a link in the comments below, in the description below, for a supplier I found on eBay that I bought 10,000 of these for about $60. So quite a bit less than a penny a sleeve, almost half a penny a sleeve. So I'll post that link down below if you're interested. The card I want to sleeve today is this one. I've pulled it out. It's obviously not a great card, but it is an older card and one of those that's very susceptible to damage. The cardboard they made, obviously, this is a 1971 Topps card, so we're talking, 50 years old, basically, 50 plus years old. So the black borders, obviously, also pretty notorious for chipping and folding. As you can see, these corners are not in great shape. But anyway, just wanted to use this card as an example. So most everybody, on all the videos I watched getting back into the hobby at the beginning of this year, talked about pinching the sleeve, which is obviously the proper way to start, and then just putting the bottom right-hand corner into the sleeve, and then sliding the card over and putting the bottom left-hand corner in the sleeve. Now, as I do that, you can hear it. There's touching, there's rubbing of those corners against that opening. Now, if you're really good and you get really awesome at this, there's probably a way to do that, but there's still the likelihood of, if that left-hand side is not fully open for that card, it's going to scrape as it goes in. With these older cards, that's easily going to damage that corner as you put it in. So again, that's the way all the videos that I watched explained how to do that. What I thought about was this sandwich method. Again, not a novel concept, I'm sure, so I'm not going to take credit for it, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. Take two other cards. As you can tell, I've used these cards a lot to do this. They're really poor damage. My apologies to Ivan Calderon. This is a 1989 Donruss card of him that I just pulled out of the box of commons as I was starting to sleeve all my cards, and used these two cards for probably, I would guess, at least 5,000 to 6,000 cards I've sleeved in the last 8 months. But the sandwich method is, I want these two cards to take all the brunt of the damage of putting the card in the sleeve, and I'm going to sandwich the card that I want to put in between these two, line them up, but have the card that I want in the sleeve at the end of the day sticking out the top. So as you can tell, these are lined up. The edges are perfectly aligned. But the sandwich is, you've got the two cards on the top and bottom, the common cards that I don't care about. The card I want to sleeve and protect is in the middle, and it's going to go down into the sleeve without touching the sleeve at all. Same concept here, pinch the sleeve, bottom right-hand corner of those two cards together go into the sleeve. And again, now you're putting two cards in there, so the opening's getting wider, which is good. And then you put the bottom left-hand two corners into the bottom left-hand side. Slide all them down about halfway. Now, take the front card and slide it out. Take the back card and slide it out. Now the card that you have left behind is the one you wanted to get into the sleeve, and it's halfway down already, and those two corners did not touch the sleeve at all as it came in to the sleeve. The two common cards took all of the damage in the brunt. Slide it down, and there you have a sleeved 1971 Topps card that if it had perfect corners and perfect edges, when I put it in that sleeve, it would still have perfect corner and perfect edges. So again, just a little trick that I hope everybody will take and apply as you're putting your cards into penny sleeves. All right, thanks for joining me today. Again, just a quick topic that I wanted to get out there, one that has always been near the top of my list as I've been contemplating putting this YouTube channel together. I wanted to share with the community the sandwich method of penny sleeving cards, and hopefully giving you some advice on how to better protect your cards as you're putting them in penny sleeves. And condition of the cards, so imperative these days. Every little thing that you can do to make sure you're not damaging your cards as you're putting them in penny sleeves is a plus. And then in future episodes, we'll get into more of the advanced protection methods of top loaders and one touches and grading cards, all things that were brand new to me as I joined the hobby again back in January of 2025. So I've learned a lot in a short amount of time, and excited to share my thoughts and opinions of how I go about determining what cards go into what protective method. So with that, thanks for watching, and take care, and hope to see you again soon.